So I'd like to start off with an Arabic greeting often used by Muslims around the world, and that's Assalamu alaikum. It means peace be with you, so may peace be with all of you who are watching this video. So my name is Aminah Kadri, and I'm 24 years old. I was born and raised in London, Ontario, Canada, otherwise known as the Forest City. I absolutely love London, but after living in the same city for so long, I can attest to the common phenomenon that a lot of youth go through, and that's feeling like your entire life exists within a bubble. A pretty small bubble. If I really wanted to, I could live in London my entire life without knowing a thing about the outside world. But I'm not all about that. In first year university, I took a course called Intro to Social Justice and Peace Studies. I loved it so much, I decided to major in it. It was an eye-opening experience. We looked at issues of oppression and injustice, both locally and globally. We also looked at theoretical and practical ways to looking at justice and peace. I learned a lot about myself as a Muslim, a woman, a Canadian, a visible minority, but most importantly, a global citizen. That tiny little bubble that surrounded my life in London, Ontario, all of a sudden expanded to, well, include the rest of the world. So I decided to take a trip to Guatemala. I got to stay at a nutritional center for children, a coffee cooperative, and I met some pretty incredible people along the way. It was during this trip that I realized the need for education as a solution to ignorance and a tool for social change. So I came back to London and decided to get my teaching degree. But I don't want to stop there. The truth is, I'm always looking for ways to improve my skills. I truly believe in the concept of lifelong learning. And I try to surround myself around others who believe the same. That's why I'm always looking for opportunities like EF's global internship. I also love that EF does a lot of language-centered learning. I couldn't agree more with Bertel Halt's philosophy that cultural immersion is the superior way to study a language. Most of the Arabic I know was solidified during the summer I spent in Lebanon with my grandparents. I also speak French, so I have a pretty good understanding of how language can really unite people. There's something simply beautiful about connecting with a person for no other reason than the fact that you speak the same language as them. People often think that diversity is something you can see. It's kind of like my scarf collection. But that's not always the case. There are subtleties in people's life experiences that can teach you a great deal. Sometimes you see it, and sometimes you don't. I guess it all depends on how big your bubble is.